Lemonis, head baseball coach at Mississippi State, joining us on the Farm Bureau phone line. And, Coach, appreciate, as it has been the case for the last couple of years, your time on Mondays. Always good to visit with you. But before we get into the results.
Hey, I can't hear you.
We got it? Still no. Coach,
you there?
Okay?
Okay, I hear you now.
There you go. No idea what happened. How did it feel to be back in the ballpark?
It was good. It was good. We had great crowds all weekend. Weather turned out to be okay, and a great opponent. So we ran into some good arms and everything else. But it was a good weekend.
I don't know if it's just week one or maybe over the first 4 weeks before you get into conference play where you're really trying to figure it out. I wonder if each weekend you're trying to learn something new about your baseball team. And if that is the case, what'd you learn this weekend?
Well, it wasn't a good weekend for learning. Trying to figure out personnel right now, trying to get some guys out there. Chemistry, trying to find some toughness, which I think we found a little bit on Sunday. But it was, like I said, we played a good opponent. We didn't play great on Saturday. I thought we played okay on Friday. We had a pitcher's duel, and their guy was as good as our guy, and they got the big hit. But Saturday we didn't play well, and I'm just proud of our guys bouncing back. And we schedule a little harder than most. I mean, that's the way we look at it. We want to test our team early, and we've done it every year we've been here, and we got tested this weekend.
Coach, your guy, as you said on Friday, was really, really good, Landon Sims. Did he outperform even what your expectations were? Because obviously that was the big story coming into season, moving him from the bullpen to the starting rotation, and obviously he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, I had a feeling he was going to be great. I don't know if I knew he'd strike out 13 just being on the pitch count, but I didn't have a lot of doubt. I don't have a lot of doubt on Landon Sims being a starter. I know a lot of people probably did, but I just seen him start his whole, 3 years prior knowing him, he was a starter. So I was used to it. It just happened to be an abnormal thing that happened last year that kicked him to the pen and ended up being a blessing. But no, that's what we expected. He's really good.
Coach, you may be tired of answering Landon Sims' questions, so I apologize for this. But we haven't had a chance, I guess, in a while to talk to you on the radio about this. We've talked to some baseball people that said completely get the decision, and it makes all the sense in the world to move him to the front of the rotation. But there's like this psychological thing sometimes also when you've got a guy like that at the end of the game that can kind of maybe it trickles down to the entire team as opposed to just him. How'd you go through that process with Landon, or was there ever even any debate?
There was no debate. It was just he was moving to the rotation, and just one of those things. I mean, it's better for the team because you get more innings and you get that momentum on Friday. It's better for him, for his career, for his draft, for his and we're part of that process, and we are a team, and our goal is to win at the highest level, but we're also here to help these guys move forward. And he handled his role like a champ last year, but it helps him more to be a starter and to help him out in his career also. So there's all these different things that go into decisions. But, for our team, having a great Friday night starter is huge.
You had a lot of new faces in the lineup this weekend. Obviously that's going to be the case. The guy I was struck by was Matt Corder. I thought he played really well Saturday, Sunday. I know that center field battle has been one that's been pretty intense throughout training camp, but how did you feel about his performance? Do you think he made a statement about keeping that job going forward?
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, he the hard part about Matt Corder is, he almost was not in the battle a lot because he was hurt all fall. So he had shoulder surgery when he showed up on campus. So we didn't see a lot of him, and his spring training, he's just trying to get his feet wet, but he really hit. And he hit last summer, and he hit in junior college. And he's got some grit to him, some toughness. And, he got out there and played well. I mean, some really tough at-bats. And not just a home run, but just being able to move the ball, be locked in. There's not a lot of fear in him.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Logan Tanner still has a good arm behind home plate.
Yeah, he's really good. So he is we're fortunate. I mean, there's not many times you have a catcher at that caliber that can do it the way he does, and it's just pretty special. But people don't realize the receiving piece he is unbelievable at. I mean, he is just such a good receiver, and the the amount of extra pitches you get over a weekend. He makes a big difference of pitch to pitch.
Do you get to a point where teams just stop trying to run on him?
I think you will. I mean, they didn't run on him last year, and the neat thing is we do a pretty good job holding the running game. So it's really hard to run on us anyway because Landon Sims is a 1-1 or Preston Johnson's a 1-1 or these different guys that we roll out there. They just don't give you a. Scott Foxhall does a great job of coaching those guys, and I think that's a big piece of it. And then when you have somebody who throws like that, it just stops that part of the game, which is huge because in the SEC a lot of people don't run, but when you get in regionals and super regionals and you're in Omaha and you're playing a team like a Long Beach State or like a Texas that likes to run or some other places, and you have to use it a little bit more.
You mentioned the schedule a second ago, Coach, and really challenging yourself, maybe a little bit different over the next 4 or 5 games. But once you get to the 1st of March, that stretch with Southern Miss and Tulane and Texas Tech, and then you jump into SEC play about a week and a half later. Are you going to know what you need to know about your team when SEC play starts?
I think so. I think that'll be I probably overscheduled it. Probably not smart on the head coach's part, but we do try to have a tough schedule. We like to play across the state. So we play in Jackson, we play in Biloxi, and then the way that Tulane trip fell, just because we had to return, we just kind of felt like it could all make one big swing, and we're on the road for that entire time. So, it makes it a little bit tougher, but yeah, we should know a lot about ourselves. We should, I'd like to think we bond pretty good during that time, that we develop some team chemistry during that time that we're on the road and we're playing. I think we've sold every ticket in Jackson and Biloxi and even New Orleans. Our fans, once they opened up those tickets, bought all the tickets there at Tulane. So, they're getting used to playing in front of full crowds, which takes a little time to get used to also, especially for the new kids.
Little AM baseball for you tomorrow morning, Coach. You said yesterday you were between Pico Cone and Jackson Frister getting the start. Have you made a decision on that?
Yeah, Jackson's going to throw. We're going to throw them both tomorrow. So Jackson will start though. So he'll run out there. We got an 11:02 start. So we're trying to beat this window of weather. So let's hope it stays where it's at and we can get out there and get a game in.
A little breakfast baseball. I like it.
Yeah. Regional baseball, it feels like.